It rained pretty good last night, and basically everything is wet. I mean, except for my mallee and my rain pants, which are the only things I'm wearing. Everything else is just in the back mesh of my bag. Even my hat is soaked. I don't want to wear my hat because it's absolutely sopping wet. I just want to be dry. So everything's packed strangely to kind of just make it work. But once it's hot and sunny out, I hope it gets to that point. It should. I'm gonna spread everything out, then actually have clothes to wear, and hopefully everything will be better. But it really poured down last night a lot. There was a lot of splashback, like it was just like slamming the ground next to my tent and rolling off and splashing back up through the mesh, and then I'd get like raindrops splashing up onto my face. Also, the egg crate of my foam pad had little pools of water in it. It was very wet. I also slept in because I was like, oh man, I just don't want to deal with this. It was such a mess. Oh my gosh. Found some coyote tracks. I definitely heard coyotes yipping and yapping before I got to camp last night. I found some sun and got my stuff mostly dry. I'm playing the wet sock game where I have all my socks like on the top of my pack, and whenever I take a break I just put on the driest pair of socks. But today's been really like wet and muddy. Luckily no rain, but it's just sloppy. I'm walking through water and things like that, so my feet are still wet. I mean, my shoes are wet. But also it did get colder. Like this morning it was warmer, but now I'm just wearing this because actually kind of cold. It's chilly. The weather is definitely going more towards fall. So I'm pretty much awake and I want to get moving, but it's still really dark out and there's immediately a kind of a scary water crossing, so I don't want to do that in like when it's kind of dark out. I want to wait until it's light, so I'm just kind of waiting here in my tent. It's also really cold out. I think it's like probably 40 degrees. I probably dipped down into the 30s last night. Water crossing complete. There's a nice big log. I camped with an older couple last night. They crossed it before me and they just walked across it slowly. It was my turn. I just feel ashamed. I butt scooched across. I probably could have walked across, but it's really cold. My fingers and toes are numb and I don't have the best balance and I'm clumsy, so I decided that I should butt scooch. And I mean, the crossing was fine. I didn't get wet. I just didn't want to fall into a pretty rough river first thing in the morning when it's probably in the 30s. So played it safe. I'm pretty cold right now. Guess Icarus is that way. It's a hiker name that's out here. I doubt I'll find him that way. CDT goes this way though. These signs are kind of fun. I think this is probably on all private land, and this individual just put signs up to make it obvious, which is pretty cool. There have been so many hunters recently. There's one back behind me, like groups coming out and camping for the week on a hunting trip. There have been so many of that. It's bow hunting season right now. I don't have anything neon, but everything of mine is pretty brightly colored, so I'm not too concerned. But there's been a lot, and two of them offered me water, which I didn't need water, but I took one of them up on that offer because the next water source is like a fishy lake, so at least I could avoid that one. But I just didn't want to carry like too much water, So a little bit of trail magic. And then I ran into a southbound hiker filling in a section the opposite direction. Whistletooth. We chatted for a little while, and then I got bit up by some spicy ants that crawled up my shoes and bit my ankles, and I didn't enjoy that, but I mean, who would? I think I have a new favorite bird. For the longest time it's been the loon, but the Steller's jay is every time I see one I'm just like, wow, that's a really cool bird. And I've been thinking that, I'm pretty sure I saw them on the PCT, so I've been thinking that for a while. They've always just like wowed me, I guess. And then there have been so many recently on the trail, like Montana, and then also here in New Mexico. I keep seeing them and I'm just like, wow. I think that's my new favorite bird. I feel dumbfounded what just happened. I'm sitting here taking a break, eating some food, and a turd falls down onto me, onto my sleeve, rolls onto the ground. Some squirrel in the tree above me totally just shat on me. I was really not expecting to see bear tracks. It's clearly a front paw and then a back paw. I mean, that's pretty cool. The fall colors are really setting in now. Wow, this is beautiful. This is probably one of the prettiest campsites I've had. All the colors of the aspen trees. It's like a nice little place to eat dinner over here. And then there's like cotton candy cloud colors as the sun is setting. Excellent. I hate going to bed hungry when hiking. I'm rationing my food right now. I didn't quite pack enough and maybe ate too much at the start. But I think I'm eating about 2,500 calories a day when I would rather be eating 4,000 to 5,000 calories. I think that's usually when I'm hiking, that's like in the range that I'm eating when I have hiker hunger. Yeah, what I have left is a little disappointing. I really regret not grabbing the full unopened jar of peanut butter from the hiker box at Ghost Ranch. I thought about it, but now I regret it. I would love that jar right now.